So, let's talk about generative AI. It's not just another tool in the toolbox, is it? It's fundamentally changing the game for creative industries, especially advertising. And it's forcing all of us to step back and ask a pretty huge question. If an AI can create, what does being creative even mean anymore?
Yeah, and that really is the question on everyone's mind. I mean, if a machine can spit out a slogan or a design concept in a matter of seconds, where do we fit in? How on earth are we supposed to teach the next generation of creatives to thrive in this new world?
Well, to get some answers, we're going to dive into some really fascinating research. This is from a 2024 study in the Journal of Advertising Education, and it tackles this whole disruption head-on, and maybe, just maybe, offers us a path forward.
Okay, so the first thing we really need to get our heads around is this huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from that old idea of the lone genius creative, locked in a room having a eureka moment. The new reality? It's all about collaboration, with AI. The real power here isn't that Gen AI is going to replace us. Nope. It's about supercharging what we can do, letting us explore and test out ideas way faster than we ever could before.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice? Let's get out of the abstract and into a real-world example. We're talking about a 300-level advertising design course that didn't run from AI. They leaned right into it, integrating these tools into their actual curriculum. And here's what made it work: the instructor's whole philosophy. They didn't just teach the tech. Instead, they treated the classroom like a team and themselves as the coach. This created this amazing sense of community and trust, which, let's be honest, is absolutely essential when you're all trying to figure out a wild, disruptive technology together.
And did it work? Oh yeah. This human-first approach was a total game changer. You could see the students go from being kind of freaked out to actually feeling comfortable. The classroom turned into this safe space where they could try things out, fail without getting penalized, and really work through that initial anxiety about AI.
So, what were they actually doing with the AI? Well, the whole point was to use it as a creative partner, not a crutch. They were using it for brainstorming sessions, whipping up mood boards to nail down a vibe, creating placeholder content to see how a layout might look, and exploring a ton of different visual styles in a fraction of the time. The key here is that it was never a shortcut to the finish line. It was a tool for the journey. And this is probably the most important takeaway from the whole experiment, coming directly from the students. Even with all the incredible power of these AI tools at their fingertips, they said it again and again. The best, most original ideas, they still came from their own heads. The AI was a phenomenal assistant, for sure. But that little spark of human ingenuity, yeah, the AI couldn't touch that. So how can we take what happened in this one classroom and turn it into a framework that we can all use? Well, the research boils it all down to 3 core, super practical lessons for any creative educator or leader out there. All right, so the framework is built on these 3 pillars: understand, focus, and make space. Let's break them down real quick. First up, understand. You can't just use the tool. You have to get how it works. Where does its data come from? What are its biases and its blind spots? Only then can you actually be in control of what it produces and use it critically. Second, focus. The goal here isn't just to mash a button and get a final product instantly. It's all about using AI to explore the creative process, to dig in and find creative paths you might never have even thought of on your own. And last but not least, make space. This is so important. You have to create time for constant, open discussion. That's how students, and professionals for that matter, develop their own ethical frameworks for using this stuff responsibly. You nail these 3, and you're building a team that's ready for whatever comes next. Okay, so where does all this leave us? Let's zoom out from the classroom and take a look at the road ahead. Because believe me, the creative world is going to keep changing at a mind-bending speed. I mean, just look at how fast things are moving. The research we're talking about, it was just published in 2024. By 2025, Adobe is already rolling out even more advanced AI models. And the future? It's pointing to something even crazier: brand-specific Gen AI models. Imagine a model trained only on a company's unique assets, ready to churn out perfectly on-brand content at an unbelievable scale. So what does that mean for the actual creative person? Well, our role is definitely shifting. It's becoming less about the nitty-gritty, hands-on creation of every single little thing, and more about being an orchestrator. The people who are going to win in this new world are the ones who can blend art and science, the ones who can conduct this symphony of data, human imagination, and AI tools to solve real problems. And that really brings us to the heart of it all, with this powerful thought from the research.
The future of creative education, it's not about teaching students to compete with machines. That's a losing battle. It's about coaching them to use this amazing technology to tell better, more human stories. Because at the end of the day, that's what creativity has always been for, connecting with other people.